Hey friend, welcome to the Self-Care Isn't Selfish podcast. I'm your host, Emily Nichols. As a Whole30 certified coach, wife, busy working boy mom, and your self-care guru, I'm here to help you start putting yourself first without the guilt. Each week you'll hear motivating and practical tips on how you can create a habit of self-care through interviews with my amazing guests or quick solo episodes with me. After each episode, you'll walk away with an action plan and feel empowered to implement what you have learned into your life. So grab a cup of coffee, glass of wine, or your favorite sparkling water, and let's do this. Hey gang, welcome back to the Self-Care Isn't Selfish podcast. And surprise, I'm dropping another bonus self-care quickie tip for you this week. This was really inspired by a recent podcast episode from Melissa Urban over at Do the Thing. She is the co-founder of the Whole30 and someone I really look up to. And she had shared an episode about church. That's what she calls when she is hiking on her own and connecting with nature and God. And I think it's really, really beautiful. And I felt like I experienced this when I was at the Whole30 Coach Summit in Salt Lake City, Utah this summer. I had some time before my flight was going to take off, so I brought my backpack, brought some hiking shoes, and thought, I'm going to go hike by myself for a little bit. So I put on some music and I just went and hiked. I think it was around 3 miles just by myself. And you know what? It was really beautiful. I mean, the scenery was gorgeous. I wish we had mountains here in Indiana like that. But, I saw a couple of deer, saying hi to the people on the trail as well. And I saw quite a few families coming down the trail on mountain bikes, which I thought was really fun. But I felt almost euphoric after that hike by myself. And I felt really connected to nature and to God's beauty. And I can see why she calls that church now. It was just a really beautiful experience. So I started doing some digging when I was thinking about some more content for the show. And I thought there has to be some evidence that going outdoors is wonderful for your health. And guess what? It is. And I really feel like this is something you could incorporate into your self-care routine, not only for yourself, but for your kids as well. I know my boys are way happier. They sleep better. They eat better when they get outside and play. All of us, adults and kids included, are so overwhelmed with technology. We're always on our phones. I know I'm on my laptop a lot for work. So getting outdoors can really serve you and your mental and physical health. So let me get into some actual data about the benefits of going outdoors. One of the first things is that it makes exercising easier. Usually when you're outside, you're being active in some way, like you're walking, hiking, jogging, you're playing with your kids. It also brings on a sense of mental clarity. You are more creative. I can definitely see that. I felt like my mind was clear when I went on that magical hike in Salt Lake City. You're happier. You're in that natural light. There is proof that sunlight is good for you. Getting that vitamin D, that's the sunshine vitamin, and it has numerous benefits, including like an immune booster, helping your bone density, and just overall stress reduction. Just to get out in nature, play some tunes or not, just listening to what's around you is really peaceful when we're in a very, very busy world. And if you're anything like me, my brain is pretty cluttered sometimes. So being able to get out in nature, connected to God, whatever you want to call it, is a big stress reducer for me and something I want to do more often and explore more here in the Midwest of beautiful places that I can go outside and connect with nature. Hey gang, jumping in real quick to remind you that all of my self-care quickie tip episodes are brought to you by my online Whole30 courses. As I've mentioned numerous times, Whole30 helped change me from the inside out, and I now help my clients eat, move, and love themselves to help them find their own version of self-care, food freedom, and to put themselves first without feeling the guilt. So head on over to my website. It's just emily-nichols.com and check out all of my Whole30 courses. If you weren't able to get into one of my most recent Whole30 groups, if the deadline has already passed, no worries. I am always taking on Whole30 private clients if you'd like to get coached one-on-one, or also if you're just looking for a little bit of virtual accountability, some little tough love and cheerleading from me, then sign up for my Whole30 Anytime course. These are courses you can do anytime throughout the year when you're ready to give Whole30 a try. Just a reminder, it's emily-nichols.com, or follow along on Instagram at emilynichols22 so you can get all the updates on what's happening with my Whole30 courses. And just because I love my podcast listeners, once you head to the site and purchase your course, I have a special discount code for you. Just enter at checkout SELFLOVE. That's just self-love, SELFLOVE, all one word, all capitals, to receive a discount. So can't wait to see you inside the course and help you change from the inside out through Whole30. If you're listening to this and you're like, great, get outside. But if you're in Indiana, there's all different types of seasons where it's cold, it's yucky out. So keep that in mind. And I know everyone's different, able-bodied as well. So here's a few ideas of some activities you can do outside to help improve your health. Like I already mentioned, hiking, taking your home workout at home. I love to do beach body workouts, but what about taking it outside, especially on cool, crisp fall mornings like today? That's great. Take a family walk. Last night we went to the park and we walked our dog, and my oldest rode his unicycle. We looked like a little traveling circus. But it was really fun, and we came home and we were all in such a great mood, which was great. You could do a bike ride. You could even just eat dinner outside tonight, which is really great. You could make a campfire or like a bonfire, roast some s'mores if that's part of your food freedom, or even just read a book outside. When we're thinking about Indiana winters where it's really, really cold outside, bundle up and get outside in the cold weather and just walk around, or take your kids sledding. On really crisp fall days like today, get to the apple orchard, or even just think of throwing a bike in the back of your car and taking your kids for a bike ride, like I already mentioned. So another thing you can think of is just checking with your local parks department for activities they offer outside. I know there's a lot of great nature centers around there that can provide activities for families, and I think adults would enjoy too. So guys, I hope this quickie tip was helpful for you. There is such great benefits to getting outside. As you're listening to this, I'm sitting beachside in Destin, Florida with my family on fall break, and I can say for sure I am getting lots of vitamin D, wearing plenty of SPF as well, and feeling amazing, connecting outdoors to myself, to God, and just doing my own version of self-care, which is going to involve getting outside more. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and take a screenshot of you listening to the show today and tag me at emilynichols22 or at Self-Care Isn't Selfish Podcast, and let me know your biggest takeaway. So get outdoors, have some fun, and don't forget, self-care isn't selfish. See you next week.